there for like 50 years.
I
Are you still there?
I never left.
She was there for 10 years.
I really was.
Free food, free housing.
Ya na 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 na.
No, actually,
Ya da da da.
I was going to
Na
get my
na na na
pilot
na
license.
na 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 na.
You know, you get a
Ya
fellowship.
na na
two
na.
languages.
But you got to learn two foreign languages. I said,
Amen.
I'll be honest, I failed everything. I failed
Hey there.
in high school. I got a C minus. I failed French in college before I went to
Amen.
And then they got rid of
I
the language
am
requirement.
dancing.
Eugenia did have a language requirement.
I did.
Eugenia did have
Oh.
one.
I did. I have to test out if my fake languages. No, I did. Like, I tested out in Italian. How bad could it be? I'll just try. I had to translate some of my.
Our son is 30.
You just brought the sound up?
Couldn't convince him.
Oh, very good. Testing. Can we make them a little more live? Great. Oh, you'll be doing it live? Okay, great. So I'll just kind of get them closer because they're a little softer than I'm used to them being. So, yeah, it'd be good. As long as they don't feed back, it's just great if we don't have to be as close to them. Especially with guitars because I could bump into the podium. Oy.
Right now, we're putting you in charge for the party book.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Mostly because I want to play the trio.
We're giving you Havdalah out in the lobby if you guys are interested. Up to you. Yeah, you can sit. It's all good. I just want to make sure you knew that Havdalah will be going on in just a moment.
I'll watch it. I get out there. You know, let me ask Zev. She's 30 and
Do they have a nice house? Like, party house?
it's 6,000 square feet. They must have
How bad?
one room that's big enough.
You got the guitar up or no?
They have 3 kids.
The guitar? Hey there. So good to see you guys.
Do you know Mark? You know he lives with the Clintons. Probably knows him.
Well, I know he's in the Palisades.
Yeah.
Probably want to back off that just to make sure the voice doesn't get overpowered by it. It's still coming out of there. Let's try for a moment just matching singing with guitar. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are. Return to where you are, born and reborn again. Good man? Sound good? What's loud? Is it too loud for the room? I want people to be able to hear themselves sing. I don't want it to be overwhelming, the sound. Yeah, for where I am, I'm not hearing it because I'm not that close to the speaker. We don't have loud. Oh, you're welcome to.
I'm hurt right now.
Absolutely. Why the hell not? It's there. All right. Let me.
You like what? You see?
you should have spent your life doing things that weren't intellectual.
Okay. I'll
But they grab. Those are my favorite. He's got two daughters and they're both girls.
They're both girls. One of them has hair like World War II.
It's always weird when he's not there. Where'd he go?
See, look at them. How far away do they live?
Washington, D.C.
That's unacceptable.
I agree.
And
You
they're
kids?
beautiful,
I think so. I love them.
beyond beautiful.
Your kiddos?
My grandchildren.
Your grandchildren?
They just started school this week. So.
In DC?
Yeah.
Oh. Girl. Aw.
Babies.
Have they been to LA?
Several times. They were just here in July. My orchestra does it usually this second Sunday of July. So this year, they came out to the concert. And they were quiet. My eldest, after it was over, told me, Grandpa, that was boring.
Grandpa, that was boring.
My mom was retired for 4 hours. She was 90. She taught all day, and she had dinner, and she went to sleep.
That was it.
At 90. She worked, and she worked. She's still like, yeah, she
Your
worked.
grandmother?
My mom worked till she was 90.
Wow.
Yeah, till the day she dropped dead.
My piano teacher,
So the joke was, who was the last student? Who finally did her in? Do you know who Cantor Fox is? He's a cantor of PBS, and he comes from the Borscht Belt.
Okay.
So my mom knew him for
BBS
years.
is walking distance from my house.
Right. So he's a hilarious guy. So he did my mom's funeral. So he's like, "What are we gonna do? Are we really gonna sit around here and mope? I mean, come on, what a life!" And he did like a Borscht Belt routine.
Oh, that's really
He
great.
took jokes about her. She would fall asleep in service. I mean, it was a funny thing. I was like,
That's a funeral I want.
and anybody who wasn't Jewish, they were horrified. They were just like,
We get the spirit of things. Enjoy. How long you two been married?
technically 9 years, but because of my age, she has 20. 7 vegetables. Yeah. He was. I said that. Remember his wife said, I said, nicest person ever. But I want a dinner party.
Yeah.
That's big.
Return to what you are. Return to where you are. Born and reborn again. Return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul. Return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are. Return to what you are. Return to where you are. Born and reborn again. Return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul. Return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul.
Please sing it with us. Return to who
you are. Return to what you are. Return to where you are. Born and reborn again.
We just want to hear your voices. Return again. Return. Return to the land of your soul. Return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul. Return again. Return to who you are. Return to what you are.
Return to what you are.
To where you are.
Return to where you are. Born and reborn again. Return again. Return again. Return to the
This experience of Selichot, which we're about to share, this first immersion into the themes, and words, and melodies of the High Holy Days, is always on Saturday night, which means that it is always preceded by Havdalah, our ritual of separation. So as we leave this final Shabbat of the year 5783 behind us, we breathe in the gravity of the work this coming week will hold. And here, I'm not talking about what we'll be doing together at the temple starting 6 nights from now. I'm talking about what we are called to do between now and the arrival of Rosh Hashanah, the deep inner work that this night is supposed to inspire. We are taught that the High Holy Days can be truly efficacious only when we have thoroughly prepared for them by peering intently and honestly into our souls. These final 6 days of 5783 are our last chance to prepare. And tonight may in some ways represent our very best chance to prepare. Of course, our tradition certainly acknowledges that there are plenty of distractions that stand between us and that work. One of the most famous ordinary people in Jewish history and one of my absolute favorite heroines in rabbinic literature is a woman by the name of Gluckel of Hameln. She was a German Jewish superwoman of sorts who was widowed in the late 1600s, left to raise 14 children in the aftermath of her bereavement. Gluckel began writing her now legendary memoirs at the age of 44. She described her Herculean efforts to run her own factory, raise her children, and find her place in the 17th century world. Not surprisingly, when she commented on the self-reflective matters of this High Holy Day season, she wrote, "Every day, every hour, and every moment of life I have sinned, nearly all manner of sins. God grant that I may find the means and occasion for repentance. But alas, the ways of the world have kept me far from that state." A few of us can even begin to imagine the magnitude of Gluckel's burdens. But the burdens themselves are quite familiar. Errands to run, mouths to feed, bills to pay, business to conduct, and a world overrun with problems so grave that they make us feel dark and heavy. Indeed, Gluckel herself was not too busy to consider the matters of the world. In addition to documenting the personal struggles she faced in making a life for herself and her family, she wrote about the kinds of things that are taking up too much space within our souls as well. War, hatred, danger, religious hysteria, and countless other events and issues that characterize the times in which she lived. Yet still, despite it all, she longed to dig deeply into her soul and repent. And the dutiful manner in which she wrote about it demonstrates that the ways of the world did not, in fact, fully bar her from this sacred task. Thankfully, none of us are faced with the unimaginable responsibilities of a 17th century Jewish widow raising 14 children on her own. But we sure know the feeling of being so consumed by our busy lives and by the troubles of the world that scant time seems to remain for attending to the content of our souls. In such a context, when both our loved ones and humanity demand so much of our urgent attention, it may seem indulgent, narcissistic even, to set aside time for that kind of self-reflection. However, it is anything but narcissistic. It is actually the most fundamentally world-centered act we can embrace. For what is a growing world other than the product of growing people, committed to confronting themselves honestly even when the confrontation might create discomfort or even shame. Perhaps this is why the great Jewish ethicist, Rabbi Israel Salanter, remained totally silent throughout the month of Elul, this final month of the Jewish year, and the High Holy Days. By setting aside the relentless noise of a cacophonous world, he was able to hear the dictates of his own noisy soul. And he emerged far readier to build the world that should be. A world built from love, to banish the pain of sins committed, unacknowledged, unhealed. Tonight, this night, is for being still enough to hear our noisy souls. The prayers and texts from years past will return to us, telling us that the days of awe are drawing near. But in between the familiar words and the seasonal melodies and the unmistakable urging of the shofar, there will be, most important of all, the silences, the moments when our souls will rattle and reverberate. And that's when we'll feel that there is still a little time left in this year 5783. Time enough to face ourselves, to acknowledge the truth, and to take those first uncertain steps toward it. Let the clatter in those silences push away all of the distractions and excuses and pull us back home again, so we too can build our world and our worlds from love. Let us take our first step toward that vision together on page 106. Psalmist sang, "At midnight I rise to give thanks and praise." And so we come to this hour of Selichot under the canopy of night to celebrate goodness, to proclaim what is right and true, to praise, to thank, to bless the great giver who gives and renews our lives. We turn to loved ones, to friends, and to our people everywhere, the whole house of Israel. And our hearts turn toward the human family. We pray for its healing. And yet hardest of all is the inward gaze, the return to ourself, the honest reckoning of the soul, cheshbon hanefesh. Together, we ask how to account for selfish acts, lies, and senseless anger, how to account for the shadows, the storms, the bitternesses in our lives, the damage and distress we cause, how to own up to it all and find our way back with integrity in peace. We ask, have we the will to change? And if not now, when? As you are able, please rise.
on page 109. White butterflies with single black finger paint eyes on their wings, dart and settle, eddy and mate, over the green tangle of vines in Labor Day morning steam. The year grinds into ripeness and rot, grapes darkening, pears yellowing, the first Virginia creeper twining crimson, the grasses dry straw to burn. The new year rises beckoning across the umbrellas on the sand. I begin to reconsider my life. What is the yield of my impatience? What is the fruit of my resolve? I turn from my frantic white dance over the jungle of productivity, and slowly a nigun slides, cold water down my throat. I rest on a leaf-spotted red. Now is the time to let the mind search backwards, like the raven loosened, to see what can feed us. Now, the time to cast the mind forward to chart an aerial map of the months. The new year is a great door that stands across the evening, and Yom Kippur is the second door. Between them are song and silence, stone and clay pot, to be filled from within myself. I will find there both ripeness and rot, what I have done and undone, what I must let go with the waning days, and what I must take in. With the last tomatoes, we harvest the fruit of our lives. Let us reflect in silence on page 110. Bottom of page 111. A ship cannot make its way through the seas without a compass, and we cannot make our way through life without being asked at the turn of each and every year, Ayaka, where are you? That question and our answer create the moral agenda for our work in this year ahead. If I do not focus on the purpose, what is the point of my life?
So, hi to all of you I haven't met yet. My name is Noah. I promise I'm supposed to be here. But it's interesting, Yom Kippur services in Kol Nidre start, and we see this line, Salachti kidvarecha. It's a quote from Torah when God is speaking to Moses, and she's saying, you are forgiven already, holy, truly. So isn't it interesting that we start the Yom Kippur service before we do any of the Ashamnu and any of the Al Chet Shechatanu and all of the times that we're recounting the places that we've missed the mark. Before the service even starts, we say Salachti kidvarecha. This reminder that this is not for God. You're already fully forgiven from all the things. This work is not for anyone else but ourselves. So it's not about unlocking some magic code or some magic spell. This is so that we can go inwards and clean from the insides, purify from the insides. That love is ever flowing, it never ends. Unending love. How deeply you have loved us. How deeply you have loved us. Even after all that we've done to this planet, to others, to other people, to ourselves. How deeply you have loved us. Oh, this ahavat rabba, this great unending love. Ahavat rabba, ahavat rabba, ahavat rabba, ahavtanu. You have loved us, this great, abundant love. Let's try it again. Ahavat rabba, ahavat rabba, ahavat rabba. Two more times. I've done you again. I've done you. Adonai Elohim. How deeply you have loved us. How deeply you have loved us. Oh, how deeply you have loved us. Adonai Elohim. Try that part with me. How deeply you have loved us. How deeply you have loved us. How deeply you have loved us. Adonai Elohim. Last time, how deeply you have loved us. How deeply you have loved us. How deeply you have loved us. Adonai Eloheinu.
On 112. Ki ata Adonai tov v'salach v'rav chesed lekol korecha. Depth of goodness, fount of forgiveness. All of us need your compassion. When I'm praying, when I'm desperate, listen to me, answer me. When I call you in my trouble, enfold me in your love. We are taught days are scrolls. Write on them only what you want remembered. But we remember our weakness, and our days bear the mark of all that went wrong. On this night, we have hope in the one who sustains us. Together, though we stumble and falter, you promise forgiveness. If we stray from the truth, you do not forsake us. If we sink to the depths, your mercy uplifts us. If our urges betray us, your compassion is endless. If we distance ourselves, you do not disdain us. If we abandon your teaching, still you embrace us. If we seek you sincerely, your presence surrounds us. If we pray from the heart, you listen with yours. Though we stumble and falter, we are blessed by your promise.
Don't hide your face from me. I'm asking for your help. I call to you, please hear my prayers, oh God. If you would answer me as I have called to you, please heal me now. Don't hide your face from me. Don't hide your face from me. I'm asking for your help. I call to you, please hear my my prayers, oh God. If you would answer me as I have called to you, please heal me now. Don't hide your face from me. If you would answer me as I have called to you, please heal me now. Don't hide your face from me. Please heal me now. Don't hide your face from me. Please heal me now. Don't hide your face from me.
Read responsively on page 114. Master of wonders, mother of souls, forgive the darkness in our heart, our loss of hope. Pardon our distraction, our ears closed to the pleas of the poor, and lead us to atonement. Together, Master of wonders, mother of souls, forgive us our circles of secrecy, knots of guilt, shame, and anger, webs of betrayal and greed. Pardon the pursuit of happiness that ends in worship of self, and lead us to atonement. Master of wonders, mother of souls, refuse to forgive our refusal to forgive. Release our grudges, hatreds, and feuds. Puncture our stubborn self-righteousness, and lead us to atonement. Master of wonders, mother of souls, forgive our vanity in a universe of awe, our complacency in a universe of need. Pardon our failure to thank, praise, and salute every soul and every star, and lead us to atonement. Master of wonders, mother of souls, forgive us our disregard and our insolence, our distance from loved ones and friends. Pardon our daily inattentiveness, our failure to notice that we failed to notice, and lead us to atonement. We invite you to spend a few meditative moments now in silence.
page 115. As parents show tenderness to their children, may you show mercy to those who worship you. Like the heavens that tower above the earth, your love is powerful for those who revere you. Liberation is a gift from God, a blessing upon your people. You are the God of all we can perceive, our haven, the God of Yaakov. And you are the God of all that is beyond our perception. The one who has faith in you is fortunate. Show us the way to freedom. On the day we call you, answer us with strength. Together. Hear my cry, God. Listen to my prayer. From the ends of the earth I call you. When my heart is faint, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. Forgive me, my God, for I spilled my life like unclean water upon the earth. Forgive me for all my wounds I caused with my own hands. And yet, sobbing like a forlorn child, I cried out to you, that you, my God, might bandage them and pour out your hearts like water. Pour out your hearts and remember.
Ki anu amecha, anu vanecha, anu nachatecha, anu tzonecha, anu karmecha, anu rayatecha.
On page 119. Notice the river at break of dawn. A braid of streams, creeks, and brooks. A dance of insects near the shore. Notice how brackish where the river meets the sea, how with grace the river hugs the shore, fierce in its rising, fiercer when it falls. Notice it all, how it bends, how it tells the time of year, and how smooth the boulders are that guide its course. Notice the Holy One in blessing and in beauty, in acts of repair, in the unearthing of truth, in eyes that meet, in the tumult of change, in words of forgiveness, in the bridges we build to those we hurt, in the flow of a year, in the course of a journey of rising and falling, in the bend of a river, in the hand we hold out to those who hurt us, in the life we are living in blessing and in beauty.
Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum Vechanun, Erech Apayim Verav Chesed Ve'emet, Notzer Chesed La'alafim, Nosei avon v'fesha v'chata v'nakel.
On page 124 at the bottom. Soul of eternity, my strength, my song, where will I find you? Your place is a mystery, far away. But where will I not find you? Your glory fills the whole world. I sought your nearness. I called you with all my heart. And when I went out to find you, I found you coming toward me. Breathless, I witnessed your power, and in holiness I gazed. On page 127. Together. As the days of awe near, we reach for the infinite. Mindful of our frailty, we seek the holy. Despite our mortality, we carry within us the Ancient of Days. Despite loneliness within, we sense that we belong to a single soul, a spirit that fills the entire universe. Let us find in that universal spirit a new source of strength and significance. More compassion, more generosity, more gratitude for life. Let our hearts be open to self-reckoning, and may we grasp how vital to our lives is teshuvah, the path of return. On this night of forgiveness, we confess our wrongs and take account of sins, failures of judgment, weakness of will. The hour is late,
Our need to be forgiven, profound.
Our God and God of all generations, may our prayers reach your presence, And when we turn to you, do not be indifferent. Adonai, we are arrogant and stubborn, claiming to be blameless and free of sin. In truth, we have stumbled and strayed. We have done wrong. Together we confess. Together we take responsibility. To prepare our souls and our spirits for our first collective confession on these high holy days, we receive words of Shema Kolenu. If you would like to follow along, you can do so on page 134.
Shema Kolenu Adonai Eloheinu Chus v'rachem aleinu Shema Kolenu Adonai כי אל שומע תפילות ותחנונים אתה שמע קולנו אדוני אלוהינו חוס ורחם Shema Kolenu Adonai Eloheinu Chus v'rachem aleinu V'kabel berachamim u'v'ratzon et tefilatenu Ki el shomea tefilot v'tachanunim Ata Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Just a moment, we'll turn on page 128 to the first time that we will be reciting, saying our litany of woes. I really loved how Noah reminded us earlier about the idea that this is really not about the sins that we have committed. It really is about how have we missed the mark this year. And so we take our hands, and another way that Noah you taught us so much today, this idea of we spend the time during this pounding our hearts, but instead perhaps we look at it as a gentle sort of rub, a reminder to sort of be compassionate with ourselves and to polish our hearts. And so we will join together on page 128 of the Shamnu. Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Ashamnu, Bagadnu, Gazalnu, Dibarnu Dofi, Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. He'evinu, Vehirshanu, Zadnu, Chamasnu, Tafalnu Sheker, Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yatznura, Kizavnu, Latnu, Maradnu, Niatznu, Sararnu, Avinu, Pashanu, Sararnu, Kishinu Oref, Lai 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 lai, ya la lai 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 lai, ya la lai 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 lai. Rashanu, Shichatnu, Tiavnu, Tainu, Titanu.
Joined together. We abused and abandoned. We acted without thinking. We blamed others when we failed. We boasted and belittled. We coveted and corrupted. We coerced the weak to do our will. We drove away those we love with silence. We deceived and denied. We enticed and enslaved. We exalted money and material goods. We fouled air, sea, and land. We flattered and falsified. We gravitated to those who gossip. We gave up our ideals and gave in to our impulses. We hated and humiliated. We held grudges and refused to forgive. We ignored and idolized. We insisted that we were right. We judged others rashly and wrongly. We were jealous and unjust. We killed. We were knowingly unkind. We kept to ourselves in the face of need. We lacked commitment to causes we espoused. We were lazy and we lied. We missed the mark and minimized our mistakes. We mocked what we did not understand. We neglected those who depend on us. We were negative and narcissistic. We overreached and overreacted, too often erupting in outbursts of anger. We poisoned and polluted. We perverted truth for personal gain. We quelled the voice of conscience within us. We quit too soon and quarreled too often. We ridiculed and resented. We refused to accept help. We rationalized our failings and our flaws. We spurned the wisdom of our tradition. We squabbled and scorned. We talked too much or not enough. We traumatized our children with anger. We issued ultimatums and made ugly threats. We uttered untruths and undermined with cynicism. We were vain and vicious. We vilified foreigners and strangers. We wasted time, strength, and talent. We wallowed in self-pity, wished but did not act. We exploited and expropriated. We expected others to save the world. We yearned too much for prizes and praise, and failed to share fully in the joy of Zion reborn.
The ways we have wronged you under duress and by choice. Harm we have caused in your world deliberately and by mistake. The ways you have wronged you openly and secretly. Harm we have caused in your world consciously and unconsciously. The ways we have wronged you by hating without cause. Harm we have caused in your world through gossip and rumor. The ways we have wronged you through a selfish or petty spirit. Harm we have caused in your world by hardening our hearts.
For all these failures of judgment and will, God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement. Page 138. Walk with me into the woods. Leave the edge of the forest behind. Come deep into the green until the shafts of sunlight are lost. Feel the stillness of the center. Walk with me to the top of the hill. Leave the broad path behind. Up beyond where the trees grow. Hear the quiet of the heights. Walk me into this new year, into its demands, into its joys, into the clamor of its unfolding. Walk alone, each of us on our own right path, with the echoes of the blasts of the shofar, with the stillness of the center, with the help of our God. Walk alone and alone on our path together. Those of you who have been a part of Selichot here at Leobek Temple in years past know how this evening ends. I want to invite each and every one of you, alone and together, to join us here on this bima. We'll have to pack in together nice and tight, but it's a very good feeling. Before the open ark, filled with our Torahs clad in white, for the greeting of a new year, to join together in our first Avinu Malkeinu and the sounding of the shofar. For those of you who would like to bring the books along with you to follow along on the words, you're welcome to do so. You can also leave them at your seat, but if you'd like to have them, you can turn to page 141. That's where you'll find the words for Avinu Malkeinu. If it is easier for you to ascend the bima by using the ramp, that is perfectly good. If you'd like to use the steps, of course, that works well, but please do not be shy. The goal is for us to fill this space together with one another, and so, alone, together, let us ascend the bima.
Thank you. I'll see you next week. See you. What is it, Friday? No, you won't see me. Every time you guys play, that goes back to
Amen.